Okay, I welcome you all with love. And here we are. It's pretty warm here in Patagonia, but it's still nice to be outside. I'm going to comment a little bit today on a letter that Archbishop Vigano wrote to President Trump, which I thought was kind of interesting. And he was the former papal ambassador to the United States, so he's got some rank and status. What he says is, in his overview of what's going on, it's really a spiritual battle between the forces of light and dark. That's really what he's saying. Sounds like in a scene, in a way. Okay? Spiritual battle between the forces of light and dark. Then he says something really interesting. He says the forces of light are really in the majority, but they're not activating. We are not activating our spiritual power. And for that reason, the forces of darkness, until this time, are actually more in control. And that's probably the key thing, is he says the forces of light. And of course, we all see what we see in our environment, but there are so many good people out there. There are so many people who understand what's going on. That's really what he's also saying, is that the American public, now maybe I'm going to just quote him, okay, just to make sure I'm translating it right, is that the American people are mature and understand how much the mainstream media, that's what he said, does not want to spread the truth, but seeks to silence and distort it, spreading the lie that's useful for the purposes of their masters. This is an archbishop saying that. Well, that's interesting in itself. And what he's saying is it's important, okay, and again I'm going to quote him, it's important that the good, who are the majority, wake up from their sluggishness and do not accept being deceived by a minority of the dishonest people. Okay? And he lays it out. I mean, it's not, a lot of people are worrying about who's behind this thing or that thing. In the bigger picture, we have the classic, thousands of years struggle between the forces of light and dark. And they're coming to a climax now. And the real question is, we're going to have to choose a side. Okay? What side are we going to choose? The forces of light, forces of darkness. That means you have to be a little conscious. And that's really what he's saying here. He says, it's important that the good, who are the majority, and that's the part we forget, wake up from their sluggishness and don't accept the deception. And we look around, it's getting pretty clear. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are seeing what's really going on. Okay? And then he says that the children of light need to make their voices heard. Now, what does that mean? Get a megaphone? No. The way we need to work in this picture, the real way we need to work, is by the power of prayer. The power of prayer is to become your prayer. And so it's really saying, which is totally true, prayer can change the consciousness of the planet. Literally, when we worked with Peace 21, prayer and meditation can decrease the number of sunspots. That's how powerful it is. It affects the whole solar system. So it's the power of prayer. But to make prayer really work, we have to become our prayer. I use the word lahet palel. We need to become that light, that truth, that love. And in that process of prayer, open our hearts to God and call that presence in. That's what needs to be done. It needs to be done now. Because That's the only way. If you're going to be in a spiritual battle, why not do it spiritually? Not too confusing. So prayer, good deeds, being loving, taking care of the environment, but most important, becoming that power of prayer within ourselves, getting in touch again with the force of God within ourselves, getting in touch with our soul power. That soul power is really the power of God coming down into our lives and coming into the world. And that's by prayer, that's by meditation, but more, again, it's by coming that, by connecting with our soul and sharing that soul light, inspiring the rest of the world to wake up and understand we are a majority, but we got to actually act. And we can act by the power of prayer to uplift our own consciousness and change the consciousness of the planet and open the door for the forces of light which are waiting there. In this battle of light and dark, don't think we're just here by ourselves. I mean, there's obviously God, but there are other forces that are just simply waiting for our prayer and meditation to make the invitation to come in and amplify the power of light on the planet. Now, I've given what I call the firepower of prayer, where I'm going to just guide us through it, is that the energy, you feel the energy coming down from the crown and up from the base into the heart. We exhale and we send that energy, firepower of God, out into our whole body, burning up all areas of negativity within ourselves, and then exhale again and into the whole living planet, transforming all the darkness into the light. And finally, shedding that power of light to the whole solar system. Because we are really in a cosmic battle, okay? It's not just a few things happening on this planet. It's a forces of light and dark on many, many levels. Our prayers and our good actions create a channel for that power of light to come onto the planet from God and from the different levels of beings that are aligned with the divine. We empower everybody by the power of our prayer. So, you see the firepower of God coming down, sending it out to your heart, uplifting the whole world, transforming the whole world from darkness to light. That's the real power we have. Let's use it. We're a majority. Let's use it to transform ourselves and the world. Peace be with you. And may you know the spark of God within yourself. I'm just going to let this energy come through. Peace be with you and blessings. Tune in to me tomorrow. Go to drcousins.com, and there's a lot of programs that I have all day long tomorrow. And come in and join us and be part of this waking up the planet. That's the beauty of this whole thing. We have the opportunity to do that now, because all this is going on. It's what we really can do. So, again, peace be with you, and blessings that you feel that light and love and power, firepower of God within yourself, within your soul, and awaken that soul power. Amen. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Atakil Asan.